What's my favorite book? Like picking my favorite kid or my favorite dog? I know I've said that before, and it's true. You know, how are you gonna pick one of them? The one that comes to mind first has got to be The Fellowship of the Ring. And I love that because you're discovering a whole new world. Now, if you'd ever read The Hobbit, you've learned about Middle-earth, and you've learned about hobbits and wizards and dwarves and dragons and goblins and all that. Really cool. But now you are understanding a whole society of hobbits and all these forces that are going on. You're experiencing Middle-earth in depth. And not only that, you're watching these characters develop. They've gone from cousins and friends and buddies that all like hanging out together to becoming a little band of brothers that is learning how to rely on one another, look out for one another. And they still treat everything kind of as a big adventure, but they're starting to understand how big the adventure is getting. And they're a little intimidated, but not enough to give up. And you're exploring depths of the characters, of the storyline and everything. That, for me anyway, it was an experience that neither of the other two books really equaled. They never came up to it. The second book, I knew I had to get through it to get to the third one. It was also the same thing with the movie. And the third book, you're seeing everybody after they've already learned the lessons, you know, that they learned in book one. What are they going to do with it? How is it going to play out? You kind of know that this is how it's supposed to go. You're not sure of all the little details and how it's going to get there. But for me, that first book where they were all learning about themselves, where the whole thing was a big mystery. They didn't quite understand what was going on. They didn't understand why it involved them, and they didn't understand what they were really expected to do. And so you were in the same boat with everybody else. And then later on, we all kind of figured it out. And so how are we going to do the thing? I really like a story that will kind of have you on edge, give you the reason to turn the page. Not so much to see how it's supposed to end up. Okay, you know, we know this is what it's supposed to do. But to find out why in the first place. And that's what I always try to keep in my writing, an element of why and what. I might have, you know, good foundations that I've already established that I build on. But I try to keep the excitement and the experience of laying a new foundation all the time.